Hi Denise, this is Amanda with Digital Velocity and SEO. I wanted to make this little screencast video for you here so I could kind of take a look at your website and your Google business listing and stuff here with you and kind of get an idea of what we're looking at. So before we start with your website, I wanted to go back to your Google business listing, and you said that you're suspended right now, which is, I don't see your listing here. So basically, once getting you reinstated, actually, I need to know what you got suspended for. That will tell me whether I'm able to get you unsuspended. Sometimes you're just not able to get the listing back and you have to start over, unfortunately, but hopefully that's not the case in your, that's not the what happens in your case. So, yeah, if you could tell me what the reason was that you got suspended, we can kind of talk about that a little bit more. But once it's, back up and running, we would optimize your whole Google business listing. So basically making sure that your services are correct and that you have, descriptions for every service that you provide, making sure that your name and phone number and address is correct, making sure that your reviews are good, and there's no reviews that we need to dispute because they're inaccurate or not for your business. Making sure that you have questions asked and answered. If you don't have anybody that's asking you questions, you can actually go in and ask and answer your own questions. Making sure that your service description is complete. They give you 750 words to do that, so making sure that that's completely utilized, along with putting a keyword or two in there. Making sure that you have updates going on. Just optimizing this listing completely. That's half of the ranking factor for getting into this map pack. The other half of the ranking factor for that is what's called citations. So it's going to be your business name, address, and phone number as it's listed here on Google in different directories across the web. So places like Yext, Yellow Pages, BBB, Facebook, anywhere that there's a business directory listing, we go in, and for every client that we work with, we build out 200 of these hand-placed citations, so that you outrank your competition, and so it takes them a while to catch back up to you, because each one of those citations is basically like a vote in Google's eyes in the popularity contest of Google to be in that map pack. So that's the other half of the ranking factor to get into that map pack. Then down below that on a web page is what's called the organic listings. So this is where your website comes into play. So you can get into this section up here without even having to have a website. But for the website portion of it, I took a look at your website, and I kind of, there's a common theme that there's not much content on here. And so content is really important for a website because that's how you target the keywords, and the keywords are what bring people to your website. So keywords are going to be anything that someone would type into this Google search bar to find your business. And without having content, you're not able to have those keywords and show up for them. So that you're not showing up when people are searching for that keyword. So you can only target like one keyword per 125 words of regular content. So it's important to have a lot of content to be able to target as many keywords as we can to bring in that traffic for you. And so like your services, I know it just goes to a page where it just says this stuff again. Dividing this into like commercial and residential, like tankless water heaters. So like I pulled up some of your competition. So, having the different categories that your services is going to be really important, and building out a page for each one of those things so that you can target keywords that are relevant to that service. So you don't have any pages built here, so that would be important. And then also with service pages, you also need to have location pages. So for all of the places that you serve, Lacey, Tumwater, Olympia, I'm not sure exactly where your service area is, Tacoma maybe, you would have a page built for each one of those to target the keywords that are for that location. So that's kind of some of the stuff I could show you on your website. I'll show you on the back end here. This is a tool that I use called Hrefs, and this basically shows me the back end of your website. And so I'll explain kind of what these things are here. The DR and the UR score are basically like the trust that Google has in you, that you are who you say you are and you do what you say you do, and the power that's being driven to your website. And you get power to your website by what's called backlinks. So backlinks are basically any link that's on another website that leads back to your website. So if there was a blog post where the author was talking about tankless water heaters and they provided a link that led back to your website, if it's what we call a do follow link, then that would mean that that website was telling Google that it was okay for them to share some of their power with you. And that's how you drive keywords up in the rankings. Because when you put keywords into the content on your website, you'll initially show up for them, but you'll be on page, 3, 4, 5, 6, depending on what the competition looks like. And to move yourself up into the first 3 positions on Google, you need to have these backlinks. And that's part of a monthly SEO package. So the referring domains are just the websites that host those backlinks. And then keywords, you're only showing up for 5 organic keywords, and that's bringing you in 1 traffic per month. So looking at your keywords here, this is kind of what I was talking about with the content. So you're showing up for your business name, and that's pretty much it. And you're in, let's see. So for All American Services, there's 40 people per month that are searching for that keyword. You're getting 1 traffic, and that's because you're in the 10th position. So you see American Services LLC, there's 10 people searching for it. You're not getting any traffic, and that's because you're in the 61st position. So same here, 74th position, 91st, and 34th. So if you were ranking higher for these, you would be getting in more of that traffic. So looking at some of your competitors here, they aren't only ranking for 31 keywords, but that's bringing them in 240 traffic. So let's look at their keywords. So what we're looking for here is like location specific keywords. So keywords that say, plumber, Olympia, Washington, because we're trying to drive traffic from your local, area so that they're more likely to convert for you. So for plumber, Olympia, Washington, there's 200 people searching for that a month. They're getting 70 people per month to their site, and that's because they're in the position number 2. So you can see like they have a lot of location specific keywords, which is great. That's why they're getting that traffic. So and here's another one of your competitors. They've got 73 keywords. They're bringing in 206 traffic. And they also have location specific keywords. So what we do is we go in and we do the research with all of your top competitors, and we see what words they're ranking for, and we get you going on those words. And then we also do the research to find all of the missing keywords that maybe your competitors aren't also ranking for, and get you ranking for those ones as well. So that's all part of a monthly SEO package. This is another one of your competitors. They've got 19 keywords. They're bringing in 115 traffic. So there's quite a bit of traffic out there to target that we could funnel from these people to your site with an active SEO campaign and just time and patience. SEO is kind of the long game, and so it's going to take time and an investment to build you up to the point where you're getting these leads from these people. We suggest if you're looking for immediate business to run some sort of, ad campaign. Google Guaranteed is a really great ad program. I can tell you more about that if you're interested, but we have all of our home services businesses involved in that program because it's really great. Instead of like pay-per-click where you're paying for clicks and impressions, you're actually just paying for qualified leads. It's just a great program. We don't even do pay-per-click anymore because we don't believe in it. Google Guaranteed is really much more effective. So if you would like to know more about that, I can tell you more about that. And I will send you my prices for getting your Google business listing reinstated and for optimizing your Google business listing. But for SEO costs, I would need to build you out a proposal because I have to do the research on your keywords to be able to tell you a price. Because each business is different, and so it's not going to be the same for your business as it is for everybody else. So we don't do cookie cutter prices on SEO. It's all custom built. So the next steps for doing that would be to have like a 20 to 30 minute phone call with me where we could discuss your business a little bit more in depth, and I can get some answers, some questions answered. And then from there, I can build you out a proposal that would lay out everything that I would need to do to your website and what the cost for that would be, and then what the cost for SEO for your website would be as well. But I'll send you the prices for the Google stuff separate, since that is just flat fee costs for us. And then, if you want to move forward or if you have any questions, go ahead and reach back out to me through email, or you can give me a call, and we'll take it from there. Thanks, and I hope you found this helpful. Have a great night.